are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
More coffee, please, Ma. I'm still in bed. Don't wake me up. I don't want to go to school today. I don't feel well. I'm tired. I had a really cool dream, and I wanted to continue dreaming.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
I'm not going to make you laugh, but we have two comedians who I can't pronounce their names. We are going to challenge to make you laugh, or they will be put into a firing squad and will end their careers and their lives. I need this to wake me up because I'm still half asleep, or 3/4 or 90% asleep. Actually, I'm still sleeping. Wow. Wow, Vic. Can't believe we did that. Good morning, folks. It is Thursday, your favorite day of the week, other than Friday or Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. But other than those, it's your favorite day of the week. Actually, Thursday is not bad because the week's almost over. You could smell Friday from here. Oh, something's wrong with Friday. Anyway, what the fuck? Oh, it's Thursday, October 5th, 2023. I had to think about what year it is. I'm like Glenn Campbell. I don't need to know that. But I do know it's C major 7 chord, okay? So there you go. It's been a while since I played Wichita lineman, but Willie has never been to Wichita, so what difference does it make? You see what I'm saying? You're following this thread here. My friend Dave Cobb. Dave is a bass player, drummer, one of the best of both that I ever played with. Is the original guy from the Hank Porter and the Lonesome Cowboys. He was the original drummer from that band. Played drums with the Rockin' 45s in the beginning, and on and off, he was our main guy. He was our favorite drummer, and we say that in front of the guy who has had the position for as long, the longest, and on and off, Mike Barone. Dave is the best drummer we ever had and our favorite drummer. He's also a crazy motherfucker, but he's also the best bass player we ever had. He played bass for about 5 years with the Rockin' 45s. Dave has a history of getting mad at me and not talking to me for years at a time for reasons I don't even know what I said several times that caused that. But I've known Dave for a long time. He's a quirky motherfucker, but he's a good guy, a great heart. His wife, he had gone 40 years without being married and then found love again late in life and moved to Arizona. And just moved to Arizona. His wife got myalgic encephalomyelitis. Encephalomyelitis. I'm sorry. I just graduated medical school yesterday, and I should know these terms. Anyway, he's got a GoFundMe, and I'm going to put that in the link. If you could give $1, or if you can't give $1, just if you could go there and share it, that would be enough. I shared it this morning, and people I don't know on Twitter are sharing it. God bless them. But all they're looking to do is get her from Arizona back to New York for where she, I guess, has some kind of medical coverage here, but it's not applicable in Arizona. Why? I can't tell you. But the thing is, she can't sit upright. She can't fly. She has to be flat. So, and it's very expensive to get her back to New York. Well, It's not like we're not talking millions of dollars here, folks. This is why a couple of bucks or um, just sharing it will be enough, and we appreciate that. But trying to get her back to New York, where she can get the care that she needs. Anyway, I felt obligated to share that first thing in the morning. I hope you will. I'm going to keep that up there. Go fund me for Andrea Cobb. No, she's got a long list, one of these very long, complicated names. Just call it Andrea Cobb. Anyway, we wish her the best, and I did what we could. We gave her a little donation on behalf of the show, and we hope that gets her back to Long Island. Dave's a good guy again, and found love late in life and is brokenhearted because he's trying to do everything he can to be a caretaker for his wife, and she needs help. So, all right, I'm off that bandwagon, but I'll leave that up there for now. Yesterday, and we have to run here pretty quick because we got two guests coming on. We probably have to do the football picks, which you know what, we should just call it a day and saying I won. Bet on the Super Bowl right now, but we can't just jump to that conclusion. Anyway, yesterday, I drove 50 miles. Well, I drove 50 miles to a dispensary. Here's the point I'm gonna make is the money. The money. The money. That's the money. That's the money. You understand what I'm talking about? The money. Um, if you don't know, if you now follow the program on a really consistent basis and know my local, what I thought was a dispensary, was actually an illegal weed shop that got raided and shut down. And so I can't buy weed here legally in my neighborhood like I could for the last year and a half. So I had to find a dispensary. Now, my county, Suffolk County, is fucked up prudes, ridiculous. They're the kind of people like Laura Ingraham who think that marijuana is the devil's dandruff or whatever, devil's lettuce, whatever it is. They want to make it illegal again, and they're refusing to get on the bandwagon with legal marijuana. And so we have one medical dispensary that you have to pay the state. And I have the card, but I didn't renew the card because it's $200 a year. And I was like, fuck that. It's legal, recreationally legal. Now, why should I have to buy this card from the state for another $200? Weed's expensive enough. I'm not doing it. I should have done it because now I can't even go to that dispensary. So the only one I could go to was across the county line in Farmingdale, New York. It's 50 miles away from here. I went there. Now, keep in mind that in Nassau, there's a ton of them, and in New York City, there's a ton of dispensaries. They're everywhere. I went to this one called Strange Stars. I got there and noticed the parking lot was full, and there was a line out the door. Wow. So I go in and they ask for my ID, to see my age. So you have to be 21, and of course, I look like I'm under 21. So I had to show my ID, which is I'm laughing. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, even if there were the cop standing right here next to me, and I didn't show you my ID, I don't think he would bust you balls about that. Like, come on, you think that guy's 20? My underwear is older than 20. My underwear, the underwear I'm wearing right now is probably about 45. You didn't need to know that. Anyway, so I'm on this long line. And I asked the guy in front of me, I said, you come here often? I guess he thought I was trying to pick him up. You come here often, fella? He said, yeah. I said, is the line always like this? He said, yeah, but it goes quick. Okay. So as I got inside where I could see the business happening, there's this long line, and the line is going pretty quick. And I'm watching the money, and I'm doing the math, and I'm counting the money. And I shit you not, I was in there for uh, less than 3 minutes, and I saw more than $10,000 exchange hands in cash. $10,000 in 3 minutes. Do the math, folks. $10,000 cash in 3 minutes. That's $200,000 an hour in cash. They're open 10 hours a day. That's $2 million in cash a day, 7 days a week. And it's not the only dispensary on the block. And so that How many millions of dollars per year is that? I don't know if they got to take off some holidays and stuff and close down. But you were talking about $750 million with a B dollars in cash per year. This is the kind of money, and it's not the only dispenser. There are two down the block. If they're all doing that kind of business and they are all taking tax money on it, or at least my receipt has tax money on it, but again, it's cash, so they could be playing some fast and funny games. But you can see the revenue that that's doing for the county. My fucking stupid county is just ignoring all that tax revenue that could really fuel some good things for the county and the people who live in this county. But no, they're too fucking prudish and stuck up about the devil's lettuce to really accept the money. Meanwhile, every other county in the state is saying, yeah, we'll take it, we'll take it, we'll take it. So idiots like me have to drive 50 miles to give the tax money to the county next to us. Doesn't make any sense. But I am floored about how much we are spending on marijuana every fucking day. Because I asked the guy, "Are you come here often?" He said, "All the time." And the line is always like this. Yeah, the line's always like this. Always. They're always constantly doing $10,000 every 3 minutes in cash. People must be paid there now. Very well there. Now, the one thing I'm gonna say, and I don't want to get blamed for this, but I will, when it happens. There's two guards there. One, and both of them are my age. One of them looks like he's dying of long COVID. Man, I can't even say long COVID. I keep saying lung COVID. Long COVID. He looks like he's dying. He's like feeble old man. And the other guy's a big fat jelly donut eating former cop or something who probably 75 years old and probably. You see where I'm going here? Two security guards guarding $2 million in cash every day. Sooner or later, somebody's going to go in there, guns not necessarily blazing, but guns showing and saying, give me all the cash and don't fuck around. We know how much is going on in here. It's going to happen. And it's not like, I don't know, it's not like it's a flower shop or something stupid like that. I mean, it's like a good place to rob if you're going to rob someplace. I'm not encouraging crime in any way. I'm just saying if you're a criminal and you have a choice between, I don't know, 1-800-Flowers, which probably does some good money, and Stars and Strains, or any other dispensary that happens to be in another county, just choose wisely is all I'm saying. I'm not encouraging crime. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, brother William. Get your good mornings in because I have a couple of comments about this, and I don't want to interrupt your good morning with my little stupid comments about the pot place. So go ahead.
Oh, you're muted.
Okay.
Oh no, you're not muted. You're not muted. Just your mic's not on or something. See this?
Okay.
Is. Go ahead, make your comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead while that rank amateur gets his shit together. Stop. As far as robbing that place,
yes.
As far as robbing that place goes, I would not. I do not. Not only do I not recommend it, do not fuck with old dying security guards. They're there to prove something. They're either there to make up for the one that got away, and they're going to shoot your ass just to make up for it. So
they didn't have guns, but I said
you think they don't have guns. You think they don't have guns. And when you've been around that long, you know where to hide shit. You don't get around that long without hiding shit from your wife. So they know how to hide a gun or chokehold.
They have some great concealing techniques now.
I want to be very clear. I am not, telling people to go rob this place. I just think it's going to happen.
You're probably right.
They have protections in place.
Yeah, you're probably right that it's going to happen. But what I'm just saying is that if you're going to pick a place with a young guy as a guard because he's going, I got my whole life to look forward to. I'm not going to try to stop you. You got an old guy. He's like, I got to make up for some past mistakes. I'm taking your ass out. Right, I got nothing left to live for. I'll probably do 10 days in jail.
Yeah.
Or go ahead, Will.
that old guy might be a Vietnam vet with a hero complex. You know what I mean? Like,
He doesn't. He didn't look it.
don't count old guys. Wasn't there some like house burglar that got beat up by like an 80-year-old? He got like 1-2'd by an 80-year-old, like real good. He was lumped up in his mugshot.
Yeah, but I'm not saying this is going to be one skinny guy going in there with a
Right, yeah,
pea
I'm sure
shooter
it'd be a whole team of motherfuckers.
for $2 million cash.
Yeah.
I think you can afford a team. That's all I'm saying. Now, again, I'm not encouraging this behavior. I'm just predicting
it's a
that
risk.
this is going to happen.
It's certainly a risk.
And the
But
other
I'm
part
sure
of this
they've
that you
assessed
guys are
that.
overlooking is these security guards. They get $12 an hour. You're not going to put your life on the line.
And all the weed they can smoke.
Yeah. So your choice is: I get $12 an hour. Am I gonna risk my life for this guy who's robbing the place, or am I gonna turn the other way and then go outside and say, "Hey, remember I didn't even fucking call the cops on you, dude."
I'm just saying, if I retire from the ministry and y'all see me as a security guard, don't fuck with me, because at that point I got nothing left to lose, and I'm going to get my brownie points.
All right,
so don't fuck
but
with me.
The bigger point here now that there's 3 of these on the block, and this county is full of them, and New York City is full of them. There is a whole lot of revenue being, generated by the cannabis industry, and my county is fucking stupid as hell for ignoring it or just like not wanting any part of it because of some religious or some ridiculous idea that it's a gateway drug or anything like that. I mean, obviously, if it were a gateway drug, those people wouldn't be there shopping for weed. They'd be on the corner trying to get cocaine.
At the very least, if your county's not going to allow you to buy it, the least they could do to take advantage of the revenue is to offer to launder the money, because there's not a lot of federally insured banks that are going to take that cash. So the least your county can do is put up a bank to launder the money so y'all can get the revenue that way. Even if they don't want to morally sell you the drugs, they can at least benefit from the cash from the next county.
So yeah, I just want to be very clear here. I did try the marijuana after I went to the store. I don't know if you guys are going to judge me on that. Maybe you'll forgive me, but
we're still judging you from 2 days ago. We haven't even caught up to today.
All right, but I did try it, and listen, I bought several different brands, but this Purple Daddy
several
stuff.
Different brands, even. Jeez.
Huh?
Several different brands.
Well,
you're going down the spiral quick, buddy.
The menu is just, it looks delicious. I mean, and
they got some of the coolest names too.
Yeah. And Ralphie, I was talking to him about it last night. He said he went there with his daughter, and they were looking at it, and they have dime bags, which they don't do the math right, because 3.5 grams is say $50, but then they have dime bags where you can buy 3.5 grams for $35, $10 a gram, and that comes out to $35. And the business is not really hip to the mistake they made. So he was buying like lots of little grams. So I'll take a gram of this, a gram of that, a gram of that, and saving money. So they're backwards. Generally, the more you buy, anyway. So yeah, the weed business here. So I'm just thinking about this because this is New York State, and I don't know how many states. Probably about a dozen or more states have it legalized. The amount of revenue, it could definitely deal with a lot of problems, all this tax revenue, if we did it nationwide.
Right.
And we could fix a lot of problems. So government, get off your ass and make this shit legal. And then get all the people who are in jail for marijuana, get them the fuck out. Let them go. Just let them go.
Aren't the federal ones out, or is it just the state guys? What happened? Because didn't they, I thought they did some kind of criminal reform, but it was just affecting the federal system. Is that what it was?
Yeah, there's part of that. But here, I think Will back this up. I hope he will. Maybe he won't. But when a kid goes into jail for smoking a joint, chances are he's going to do something in there that's going to extend his sentence or something like that. So he's going to meet with the wrong people, and all of a sudden you're not just in there for a marijuana offense before. Right. And I hate to get on the old bleeding heart liberal because I always hated all those labels and stuff. I'll tell you a really quick story. And I got, when I was 54, 53 years old, pulled over by a cop. I was smoking a big fat stogie. And by the way, I tried marijuana before. I don't know if I mentioned that. But for an expired inspection sticker, he pulled me over. I don't even know how he saw it. He did a quick turnaround and got on me. And I got this joint smoking in the van. And the fucking thing is reeking like weed. And the cop comes over and he says, I smell marijuana in here. I said, my kids must have been in here smoking it last night. I can still see the smoke. I was like, I don't smoke that stuff. I'm an old man. I don't smoke that stuff. He said, is there marijuana in the car right now? No. He
Because I
starts
smoked
looking.
it all.
Yeah, he starts looking through shit. He's not finding stuff, and he's asking me to open the glove compartments and stuff. And then he goes, dig down there. I says, oh, you got me. I pulled it up and pulled up the bag. I said, I don't know how that got there. He said, he took the bag of weed, and he went back, and he called in and basically found out I had no priors and came back. Didn't even give me a ticket. He said, get your inspection sticker taken care of, and here's your weed back. He said, don't lie to people because you'll get arrested. And I'm a 53-year-old white man, and he gave me my weed back.
That's
and said,
crazy,
and a warning.
dude.
And I was like, if I were a black kid, a 21-year-old black kid or a Latino kid driving down, I'd be in jail for 10 years. My family would never see me again. And so there's that part of the marijuana law, because all the people getting arrested are young people of color, and they're likely can't afford a lawyer. They're going to get a defender, a public defender who's just going to say plead guilty, and you're never going to see them again. They're going to go away and never come back. So we still have those people in jail. They're not, because they are not just pot offenders anymore. So there's, I hate to get on that political, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure that what they did is that if you had just a weed crime, they did release those people. But like if you had like a gun with you or anything like that, like you still were in prison for those other charges. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that they did let out the people that just have, but there may be some of them, and I'm sure federally they did that, and I'm sure state to state they're challenging it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Based on their own stupid beliefs. It's just like, they legalized the recreational and medical in South Dakota also, but Kristi Noem, she let the medical go through, but she's been blocking the recreational since the 2020 election.
It's so weird because her and Lauren Boebert smoke a joint in their latest porn film, Government and the Stove. They I'm surprised that nobody has because when Sarah Palin was out, they were very quick to do all these porn parodies with a girl who looked.
And I mean, Kristi Noem is kind of hot. She's actually not bad looking.
Listen, Laura Boebert, I mean, she's a midget. She's kind of funny looking, but I would fuck her if I were a young man and my dick still worked. I would fuck her in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Kristi Noem is country girl hot for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like. Listen, it don't take much. It wouldn't take much for me if I was still an active fucker to get excited.
Like to see what she's like in the saddle.
I fucked the law and the law won, or whatever. I fucked the law and the law won. Anyway,
email about being Merv again. By the way, hopefully, it was are you sure you want to do this email? And I was like, yes,
I do. Do you want to do football picks?
Oh, I mean, do you want to do football? I have no idea what's happening. I don't have last week's picks. And my wife got on me this morning about I didn't call yesterday, so I still need to call the airport today and see if they're in the lost and found, if they found my notebook. Because there's a lot of good stuff in there. I got song lyrics in there and everything, bro.
If you want to make sure they find your book, if you want to make sure they look for your book, when you call, say, look, I'm looking for my book. It has jokes and about $300 in it.
Right.
So, and they will look for your book. Of course, they'll find it. Go like, we found your book. Your $300 is gone. You can go like, oh, damn. Well, at least I got my book back. See, but they'll look for it because they're looking for the cash. So I'm just saying, put that in there. And it won't cost you anything to put the $300 in your book.
So this church of last resort, didn't you kind of encourage lying to people and doing all sorts of bad stuff?
No, I have never encouraged anybody to lie.
No.
I was just telling him, because it's not a lie.
I know.
Here's the deal. There is not $300 in there.
I know
and
that.
For them,
so it's a lie to
they're
say
not going to find $300. It's not going to cost $300. I'm just saying he's getting them to do their job for $300 that doesn't exist. He's encouraging them to do their job. It's not a lie. It's
I believe the address for if you're gonna get on a soapbox, it's gdsofunny@gmail.com. Is that where we're sending these? Anyway, yeah, let's just really run through the quick picks as quick. I'll read off the lines and we'll just do it. So we have it on tape. I'll analyze it. I will go back and this weekend I will recap where we were from last week and get the record straight and all that.
Sounds great.
All right, so tonight's game, Washington Commanders at Chicago Bears. Bears are getting 6. I'm taking the Bears.
You know, the Bears are getting 6?
Bears are getting 6.
Chicago? Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
8 Ball says outlook looks good.
What does it say?
Outlook good.
Outlook good.
Good.
Outlook good.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so we're taking the Bears.
Go Bears. Go Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Okay, Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are getting 5.5. I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, are we going to agree on all these picks, Matt? Yeah, the Buffalo Bills for sure.
8 Ball says my sources say no.
Wow.
I'm just telling you, we're going to see who's got the best record, 8 Ball or you guys.
I know. That's interesting that the 8 Ball actually can pick football. Pittsburgh Steelers at Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are giving up 4 points to the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers. You hate the Steelers. Oh.
You hate the Steelers?
You do. No, you do.
That's my second favorite team, actually.
Oh, really?
But I'm going to take Baltimore, though, because I'm a dick.
All right.
Who's the home team? Because this is how this goes.
Baltimore is the home team.
Yeah, Baltimore.
It says outlook not so good. It could be an upset.
All right. Next game, Patriots and Saints. Saints are home, and they're getting a point.
I'm going to take the Patriots.
Me too. I'm taking the Pats.
This says ask again later, so I'll try it on Monday.
I hate to agree with you. That's 3 out of 4. What does that say?
It said ask again later, so I'm gonna try it on Monday. Now it says yes. So.
That's it. You can't do that in the betting. The bookie would shoot you. Falcons at Texans. Texans getting 2 points, and they're home. Atlanta. I'm going to take the Texans. I hate Texas.
Take Atlanta on this one. Go ATL.
Okay, this is going with book. It says it is certain, so that's a lock. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's his lock of the week. That's Rev's lock of the week. You got that?
Not mine. Ball.
Oh, yeah. Right. Miami.
Can't gamble.
Listen, Miami Dolphins at New York Giants. Dolphins are giving up 11 points, and they're in East Rutherford, New Jersey, giving up 11 points. These are the Dolphins who they scored like 190 points
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then they lost last week, right?
And then they lost last week. Yes. So
they shot
but the Giants have given up 40 points already in one game this year, and then lost another 23 to 2 or something.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins. They're giving up 11.
Yes.
I'll take the Dolphins.
I know the Dolphins is the right pick. I have to take the Giants because my father would fucking kill me if I didn't.
The Magic 8 Ball is going to Dolphins, and it says signs point to yes.
Wow. Colts, Indianapolis Colts at Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are at home, and they're giving up 2 points.
They're giving up 2 points, so I think they'll cover that. I'm gonna
take the Titans.
Yeah. 8 Ball. My sources say yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It said no. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm corrected. The 8 Ball corrected me. My sources say no. So I guess it didn't like that pick.
8 Ball better really get its shit together with its betting account here, or we're going to cut it off. You can't make bets and just be changing your mind so quickly like that. Anyway, well, yeah, I guess you can, as long as you change your mind before the first ball snap.
Before kickoff, yeah.
Yeah. Detroit Lions at Carolina Panthers. This is the tough one because the Lions seem to be a team
The
of
Lions been
destiny,
doing
right?
good. They're
Yeah.
leading the NFC North.
They're giving up 10 points in Carolina.
Ooh, they're giving up 10 though.
Yeah.
So Carolina is plus 10 at home.
Yes.
Oh, I'm taking Carolina. I'm taking Carolina. You can't give the home team 10.
I know. That's why it's so tough, because I agree with you. You can't. But Detroit, every time I go against them, they fucking surprise the hell out of me.
Right.
I'm going to go with I'm going with the Panthers. Fuck. It's a smart thing to do.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying the Lions won't win the game, but
10 points is a lot to give up.
I don't think it's smart to give 10 points to the home team.
What does your left ball say?
But this says yes. Let's go with you guys. Yeah.
Wait, you got 2 balls?
Oh yeah. I got 4.
I'm Tres
I'm a
Huevos.
collector. I'm a collector.
I'm Tres Huevos. The legend of Tres Huevos. Rams at Eagles. You know, I think the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. You know that, right? Eagles are giving up 4.5 points at home to the Rams. Eagles all the way, all day, every day, 7 days a week, even if they're all high on purple daddy weed. What are you taking? Eagles or Rams?
I'll take the Rams just to be in opposition.
They're 3,000 miles from home in a city that is just mugging people who walk down the street.
And some of those are NFL players mugging the people.
Of course, yes, yeah. What does your ball say? What does your right ball say?
Oh, it's just very doubtful for the Rams.
Yeah,
it's going. Yeah.
All right. Wow, we're about halfway through here. I think. Arizona Cardinals at Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are home. They're giving up 3 points. I'm going with Cincinnati over Arizona. Arizona. I'm not impressed with Arizona at all.
What's the line? Who's
-3? Cincinnati's home, giving up 3 points to Arizona Cardinals. Come on, man. That's an easy one. The Cardinals suck. Even the Rev would not even offer a healing prayer for Arizona. That's how bad they suck. They are beyond redemption.
Yeah, all right. I'll take Cincinnati. You talk me into it.
Yeah, it says outlook good. So
now the most interesting game of the week: Denver Broncos at New York Jets. Jets and Giants are both home this week. Oh, do I have that right? How could that be? They both play. Yeah, they are.
Must be different days.
Yeah. No, it's not different days. It's just later in the day. Anyway, it's Jets are home and they're giving up 1.5 to Denver. I've been saying the Jets all year, and they since week 1 they've kind of fucking went in the tank. They need somebody to get injured. They need Aaron Rodgers to come out and somebody just like fucking run him over with a truck, and then they'll win.
Aaron Rodgers is talking about coming back this season already.
I know.
That, right?
Yeah. He got in trouble for saying shit about somebody getting vaccines or something. He did some video on it, and it was trending on Twitter yesterday. But Jets giving up 1.5 at home. I got to take the Jets again. I know.
I'm gonna go with Jay and pick the Broncos.
Jelly picked the Broncos?
No, there's somebody in the chats on Facebook that is picking teams as well.
Who?
Jay Durante. Jay is.
Yeah.
So, Jimmy Durante's son, Jay Morante. What does your ball say, Rev?
I've shaken it 5 times. I've shaken my ball 5 times, and I think it's going to be a push because each answer is just hazy. I can't tell you now. Ask again later.
The ball says ask her out. Go ahead. After
Yeah. So
N-
I
not
think it's
eater
going to be
out.
the ball thinks it's going to be a push.
Okay. Well, push.
Ooh, what's the line?
One and a
Uh,
half.
1.5.
It can't be a push.
Jets a
It
favorite.
can't be a push.
Well, look, I'm just telling you what the ball says. It's usually picking baseball. Okay, I
Yeah.
had to recalibrate this for
It's
football.
usually,
It could be my
yeah,
fuck
you
up.
had to recalibrate them.
This
Well,
could be
since-
my fuck up and not the balls. I'm just
Since the
saying.
first guest is very late, maybe a no-show. We can maybe pick the baseball playoffs after this too. I mean, so the next game, and I think we're getting close to being done here with football. Minnesota Vikings at Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are home, and they're giving up 4 points. I know we hate the Vikings. Don't we all hate the Vikings? Do we
Yeah, of
agree?
course.
We
Yeah.
hate the Vikings.
Yeah, so Chiefs all day.
So yeah, I think that was Super Bowl 4 or 5. The Chiefs and the Vikings.
I have no idea. I'm not that old.
The Vikings won that, I believe. But yeah, Kansas City.
School, they did have history, so
Yeah, Kansas City at home, giving up 4. I'm taking the Chiefs. Rev, your ball.
Yes, Chiefs. Yeah, ball says
Yeah,
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Now, why didn't they have to change their name? Because Chiefs is a respectful name.
I do think that's probably part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
The Redskins was more of a like a slur than a.
I think we should make the Cowboys change their names because Cowboy is a kind of a slur.
Only when they play.
I want to get Esterville, Iowa to change their names from the midgets. That's what I want.
I know you do. We're working on that.
Well, I'm telling you.
We haven't put enough energy into that, but we should work on that.
Dude, next year. Okay, so I think it needs to be the homecoming parade. The vision that I see is just a half wall of little people walking down Main Street that just interrupts their homecoming parade, and there's like no further, like and that can be like Gandalf and like you shall not pass, and
yeah. That would. It'd be weird if the entire team were like fucking the biggest, 6'9". They're all midgets, but they're all like 6'9", 340 pounds or something.
Right. I mean, I don't understand how it ever became, because like when you pick a team name, you figure you would pick a name, it's supposed to be like a powerful name or a name that, your opponents might be afraid of or whatever.
Or
they went with midgets.
Not always. Sometimes it's just what your city is associated with.
But they weren't though.
Maybe at the time they named them, everybody in town was like really small.
Or they had a bowling league.
And I would further like to add that a few years ago, because we're talking about small town areas, and a few years ago, they actually combined school district with Lincoln and Central and became the Esterville Lincoln Central Midgets. Like they could have taken on a different name when they combined, but no, they kept the name Midgets.
All right, you're getting a little worked up here. We'll work on it, but it's not worth getting all that. It's not worth giving yourself a stroke over. That's all I just want to say.
It's fun. It's fun for me.
Cowboys and 49ers. Now they have history. Cowboys and 49ers. Cowboys are home and they're getting 3.5 points. I'm going with the 49ers. 49ers are giving up 3.5 points to Cowboys. 49ers are a real deal, I think.
I mean, the Cowboys definitely have their moments, though.
Yeah. Well, against teams like the Giants, everybody has a moment against the Giants.
I'll pick the Cowboys.
Rev?
Well,
this is also saying yes, so yeah.
All right. You guys go with Cowboys. Okay. Green Bay, who Will loves Green Bay, versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Green Bay is giving up a point. They're at home. You trust Las Vegas?
I mean, so the game is in Green Bay?
It's in Green Bay. They're giving up 1 point. I'm going with the Packers.
I don't want to pick the Packers, but I'm sure that's who's going to win.
I know.
Packers.
Rev?
Don't look at me. The Bears judging me right now, okay?
I know. You suck at a big ditka. What do you got, Rob?
Oh, it would agree. It said yes.
It said Green Bay.
Yes.
All right. Oh, and that's it. That's it. That was the Monday night game. So, yeah, that's all of it. All right. Now I will have to go over that to see what to line it up and see how we did. Major League Baseball game odds. Texas Rangers at Baltimore Orioles. I don't know why we're even picking this stuff, but we got some time to kill, and why not? Rangers at Baltimore. It sounds like a fucking football matchup. Texas against Baltimore. Baltimore's home, and they're giving up 1.5 points in baseball. 1.5 points is a lot.
Yeah, that's a double and a home run.
Right. It's a double and a home run, right? I don't know.
I like the Rangers. I'm a big Nolan Ryan fan, so I'll take the Rangers.
I don't think he's pitching anymore.
No, yeah, I mean, but like
he could be somewhere, fucking Omen.
Yeah, but he only gets one pitch per game. You know how they do that pitch count.
Yeah. I'm going to take Texas Rangers too, only because they got all the Mets. They got all the Mets. Arizona Diamondbacks at LA Dodgers. I'm taking the Dodgers. The Dodgers are giving up 1.5 points, but the Dodgers are probably the best
in
team.
In honor of Steve Garvey, I'll pick the Dodgers.
Phillies at Atlanta Braves are still 1.5 points. They're all like 1.5 points. The Braves win that. Although, I don't know, playoff baseball can surprise you. But I'm going to take the Braves over Philly.
Do you guys remember Randy Johnson? That guy was awesome.
Of course.
I'll pick the Braves.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep saying old baseball players. It's really
all right, last game.
He hit a bird once, so you remember that?
Yeah, and the bird died.
Hit a ball right into a bird.
He killed the bird, yeah.
Yeah.
Rev, did you pick that one, the Braves, Phillies?
I'm still stuck on the Orioles. Because I was born in Baltimore. I got to go and plus Brooks Robinson just died, so I'm thinking that since Brooks Robinson just died and he was like one of the best third basemen ever. He's probably in heaven right now, overlooking, like tilting the game in their favor. It's like they're inspired to win it for the Orioles, but because of my bad luck, I don't think the Orioles could win another game ever. No, I'm going with the Orioles because of Brooks Robinson. He meant a lot to me when I was a kid.
All right. And the Dodgers, you taking the Dodgers over the Diamondbacks or no?
I'm going with the Diamondbacks, but that's because I still love Randy Johnson.
Phillies and Braves.
I gotta go with Philly.
Really? Oh, because it's close to your hometown now. Okay.
No, cheesesteak. I love cheesesteak.
Oh yeah. But you can't have cheesesteak anymore.
No, I can't. I get the faux cheesesteak. No, not real steak. But it's not real cheese either, so
right. It's cheese product.
Yeah.
Cheese product. And last game, Astros and Twins. It's all 1.5 points. The Astros are home, giving up a 1.5. Whoever makes the baseball line just fucking mailed it in. Minus 1.5.
To be honest, there's so many. There's so many people. Was it the Astros were like known for cheating? What 2 seasons ago?
They're cheaters. Cheaters.
Yeah. And it's hard for me. It's like that's why I could never ever root for another Patriot game or another Brady game or. I don't like cheaters. I don't like cheaters.
I think Jay Morante's going with the Twins, or at least the other day he got a boner when the guy was wearing a twin hat.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a condition he has. Yeah. Because he emailed me and asked for a prayer about that.
Really?
Let me tell you now. Jay, confession is secret. Email is not. So when you email me, I'm just going to post and share because it's not a confession. It's just like shit you're telling me.
If I would have had time last night, I would have fulfilled Ian's wish about putting the hate mail together. It's just such a fucking pain in the ass to share but I want to because some of them are so fucking ridiculous. Like you can't understand why they're mad at me. You will read these fucking emails when I put them online. maybe I'll just put them on the website and we can read them from there. But you will read some of these things and say, what exactly are you fucking angry about? Because I can't figure it out. It's like the language is really like some of these people either are real. It's amazing they can work email, but really stupid people never went to even elementary school or anything. I mean, it's really bad language. Anyway, yeah, so that's all on the stuff, and I'm just gonna say, don't bet the ranch. Don't bet everything you have on my picks. I don't want to feel.
And if you make any money off of the 8-ball picks, I want 10%. It's a tithe. It's a tithe.
Yeah, I said just read the emails live. You know what? Tomorrow I'll do that. I'll have my email pulled up on that computer and I'll just read them from there. I don't want to do it here because it will screw up the stream and we'll all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but not all the emails. He just wants the damn emails.
Damn email. Well, they're all damn emails.
Okay, I'll just say because he's singling them out. He'll say just read the damn emails out loud, not the other one.
Other challenge of this, and I think I don't know if I'm the only one that deals with this shit. You guys let me know. I get and this is really not an exaggeration. I'm just thinking what a realistic number is. Got to be upwards of 200 marketing emails, spam type of emails, stuff that, because they know I'm interested in apps and AI apps and all these kind of courses and money making schemes and all this fucking kind of shit all day long. My fucking spam filter can't keep up with this shit.
Yeah.
And so it ends up in my inbox, and I scrolling through that and getting rid of them every day is taking way too much time. And I was told if you unsubscribe, that makes it worse because then they know you're actually reading your emails and they put you in another list.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a hopeless situation. But that makes all this stuff, especially when I'm getting requests and I have to monitor the email for possible guests. And then, so I should go to my email here now and find out what happened to the guest. The guest probably, what do you think it is? Time zone? The first guest, I'll tell you who, Adita. It's a guy. I think it's a guy. I shouldn't say that.
That's a guy. It's a guy.
It is? Have you seen the picture? Yeah. Adita Maya is a Canadian comedian, filmmaker, and writer based in New York City. So it's not a time zone thing. A recipient of several awards, including the 2020 Award for Excellence in Writing and 2017 Gosh Goldfaden Award. Written several comic publications, including The Black Sheep, Washington Square Local, and the follow-up Casey's, if this were a newspaper. So, pretty accomplished guy, and it goes on and on about what he's done there. From Canada, but living in New York City. Maybe Canada screwed him up. Maybe Canada said, no, you're not allowed to go on that show. Maybe that's...
It's funny. I don't know where Mississauga, Canada is. Mississauga. That's M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, A-U-G-A. So...
Well, the pattern here... I don't want to say this guy's no. I didn't hear of. Have you guys never heard of him before today, right? Or until
no.
The people who are the no shows, and we don't get no shows a lot that much, but the people who are no shows are the least heard of people.
And I couldn't find a video of him.
Neither one of these guys. The other one, the second guest, Akua Doko. All I found out on the entire internet, all I could get was Chicago-based comedian.
Oh, see, there's two of them. I know there's two of them by the same name, and this one ran for Miss Ghana. The other one ran for Miss Ghana. So see if you can get that one.
Yeah.
Unless they're the same person and with two different profiles.
Well, she has a show coming up in Chicago that she wanted to promote. So
she's doing a good job so far.
Yeah, well, no, she's the second hour, so she's not supposed to be here till 10:15. We have.
Oh, great. Yeah. So she's might still be here.
10. Wait a minute. Is this now? I saw her picture. So is this 10:15 our time or 10:15? Well, I don't know. I don't know if Africans actually. She's not really an African though. I'm trying to figure out if CPT figures into this. I'm
How
just
do you
wrong.
know she's not African? This is
I
because
don't know. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out if CPT is going to actually figure in. If you say 1015 to like a domesticated black, it may be like 1030 when he shows up. But
Well,
if this is an import,
I
then
say
she may be
10,
on time.
15. I always tell everybody with the time zone just to make sure 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. That's New York time.
Now is that Eastern Orthodox?
It's unorthodox.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's this service Pod Match, which is for podcasters. I signed up for it a long time ago as a host, and guests put in requests to come on the show through this thing. They get paid. Podmatch gets paid by the guests to be on my show. I don't get anything out of it. They pay the service to hook people up with people like me so that they can promote their books or whatever and all that stuff. But they're getting paid, and I feel like I should get a cut of that. Why should they be the only ones getting? Not that I would charge people for being on the show, but if they're gonna get charged for being on the show, shouldn't I get something?
No, better yet, charge them to get the fuck off the show. That's where your money's going to come. It's like, no, you want to get off this show, you better fucking pay me.
That's right. Your webcam is going to be on 24/7, no matter what. You can leave, but yeah, we're going to leave your webcam on and publish it to the world.
Willis says, "Oh, well, he goes. That reminds me, the webcam is on."
No, I got to plug my phone in.
What? You're working? Oh, your phone's dying?
It probably will. Yeah, I don't even know what my percent's at.
That's fine. Just everything is dying.
24%.
We're all dying.
I probably wasn't going to last much longer had I not plugged it in.
But so now this Podmatch stuff, once people have been on the show, and there've been a lot of them, and we don't have to mention all of them, but you know some of the people who've actually paid to be on the show. You would recognize the name. Once they go on, they confirm the interview on the site, and I have to go rate them as how they were as a guest and make a few comments about it. And then every once in a while, I get people looking to confirm who were I never heard of these people, and they're saying they were guests on the show and they want me to confirm. It's like I don't want to, call them out on publicly on what, but I never heard of you, dude. You haven't been on my show. Who you bullshit? I don't know. Very weird stuff.
Yeah.
Not that.
What I find interesting about what you just said there is that. So this service has people that pay them to get them on your show. And then when they've been on your show, you got to do a little survey about the person that paid to be on your show. So you actually do more work because this person is on your show and they're still not paying you.
Yeah, I don't have to do that, but they asked me to do that. And I feel like for the guests who have been really good guests, I feel like I should leave them a good feedback and say they were a great conversation. But then I get these ones that I don't know about. Now I'm getting a new one today. I just want to. I won't mention the name here, but this is an author of a Connecticut Yankee goes to Washington. A Connecticut Yankee goes to Washington. That sounds like an old book, right? Connecticut Yankee, King Arthur's Court or something. Birdman of the Senate. A new biography of Connecticut Governor and Senator George McClain. That sounds like an interesting book to have on now, but that's probably more for the evening show than for this. But because I am interested in politics. I'm interested in politics. The morning these people on this who watch the show and listen to the show are not interested.
Is Bob Odenkirk on that list? Because he's trying to promote a book also. So you think you can get Bob Odenkirk on?
And you know what? That's helpful. I will reach out to. This is important. Stephen Wright, I reached out to 100 times because he was doing podcasts about his book, and he'd been on some really dopey, shitty little podcasts. I do sell books. I mean, not to pat myself on the back because I can't even reach that far. But I do sell more books than most of these dopey podcasts. My evening show, every single one of those authors ends up selling books. Actually, and that's an accomplishment to actually get people out of their fucking seat to buy a book you have to read.
I'm fairly certain that Dante is pretty good friends with Stephen Wright. So maybe reach out to Dante and he might be able to,
That's cool. Yeah,
because
because
Dante really enjoyed the interview with you. And so if Stephen hears that, it was a great podcast, then from a trusted friend, maybe that'd be enough. You know what I
thanks
mean?
for the tip. I will definitely do that. The
Yeah.
email from I don't generally give up very easily, but the email that returned from Stephen Wright's people was one of the most ugly rejection letters I have gotten. I know, surprising, right? I'll tell you, I will. I'm in that kind of mood today. Him and Penn Jillette are the two most looking down their nose at people like me.
Okay, in Pendulet's defense, he's like 6'9", so
I know.
he's looking
He
down his
definitely
nose
got
on
that.
most people. Okay, so you can't hold that against him.
I
I
got a
just
That's just a
how
natural
dare
thing.
you
Yeah.
ask me
yeah.
email from him.
I do have a and also he's got the ponytail, which is probably pulling his head back also.
Oh yeah.
But now I do have when you're talking about patting yourself on the back. I've learned over the years, when I turned 60, the first thing I do is I put a picture of my hand on my back of my chair. And so when I need that pat on the back, I just do this. So I'm just saying,
Good
if
to
you need
know.
it, put a little picture on the back of your chair.
Listen, if I'm gonna have an artificial hand doing anything, it's gonna be jerking me off. All right. All right. Not because I can't even. My hand is rejecting me. Like,
Come on, this is a family show. You can't be talking about jerking off.
Manson
What the
family.
fuck's wrong with you, man?
Manson family show. But listen, my hand has been rejecting me for years. My hand is not tonight. I got a headache for many years. It's over for me. It's over. I'm done. And listen, that's my wife would be happy that I'm telling you that I'm done, so that she doesn't think I'm fucking around on it. Because I couldn't fuck around on it even if I wanted to. So I guess that's a good thing. Yeah.
This message brought to you by Cialis.
I have done the pill thing. I won't lie to you. I have done the pill thing, and the pill thing gives me a boner for sure, and a useful boner. But it also makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack after the sex. You get done, and all night long you're like, oh,
and then you're just jittery or whatever.
Not good for me.
You see, first of all, my wife couldn't tell the difference between the pill and not the pill. So, but the thing that got me was the nausea. They don't tell you about that,
right? Yeah.
And I'm making these faces during sex, and my wife is going. She couldn't tell if I was coming or chumming. She didn't know. He couldn't, and she didn't know she should like wait it out, see if I'm going to have an orgasm, or if I'm just going to throw up on her. And she's like, I don't know.
Wow.
Everyone now, make a face. My wife would do this.
Will, I know you don't need them. You're a young man. You don't need them. But have you done? Because there are plenty of guys who don't need them, who do it anyway, just for.
Right. That's actually part of the argument that my wife and I have had. Is that like I'm still pretty high functioning at 42. And so to me, that means that like I'm meant to be active, like I'm supposed to be, because this is how I naturally am. It'd be different if I was taking a bunch of pills so that I could go out and do whatever, but yeah, I don't agree really with like, because I kind of feel like that's nature's way of saying you're done now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
That's. We had a friend who said something like that recently. Well,
yeah.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, but if you're married to someone who says you ain't done now, no, I'm just saying. No, I'm just.
No, you're right. It can cause a
a
lot of trouble. Believe me, I know from experience. My wife is younger than me, and when I first started to slow down a little bit, it definitely caused some upset moments.
Right. Well, and I mean, to be fair, I mean, I don't know how much I should really mention or whatever, but I mean, we definitely have an arrangement that works for both of us. You know.
I mean? So you fucked a pool boy, is what you're saying?
No, I let the pool boy fuck me. Let's get it right.
Okay.
We talked about that. That's a no-go. I'm not allowed. I'm not because like I told you that I begged her to pay me for like 2 years and she won't do it. And And I was like, you keep telling me no, I'm gonna fuck around and fuck a dude. And she was like, don't you even fucking think about it.
You got to get in touch with Christina, although she's all the way over in Denmark or Norway or whatever the fuck she is.
Yeah.
But she will definitely. I hear she's the pagan queen, the queen
Oh,
Peg.
is that right?
Peg of my heart. That brings a whole new message, meaning to the song "Peg of My Heart," doesn't it? But where was I going? Oh, yesterday. See, I was thinking about this on the 50-mile drive home from the
dispensary.
You guys,
yet?
what I was saying, talking about the friend zone, and you guys you guys both were in agreement that the friend zone can lead to pussy, and what I'm thinking now, you don't fuck your friends. Now I can't trust either one of you guys because you both want to fuck me. Anybody in the friend zone you want to fuck. Listen, I'm just going to tell you right up front. I don't care how long a game you're playing. Neither one of you are fucking me. I just want to. Can we be clear about that?
Sure.
Can I get an amen?
First of all, as long as I'm a married man, you ain't got to worry about it because I've never cheated on a wife or girlfriend in my entire life.
Okay.
Yeah.
At Monopoly.
And I don't dig the Sinead O'Connor look.
Oh.
I like.
Did she wear glasses? She had a mustache.
Yeah.
She had a mustache.
Yes.
Right.
I didn't remember her having a mustache.
Wow. Anyway, I was thinking about that because I've never friends, whether a woman or a man, you shouldn't want to fuck your friends. Now,
and you know what? So you bring up a really good point. And during my trip, me and my friend Sheila had a great talk about it. Because
while you were fucking,
as I'm growing as a person, that's actually what did I miss? What did
he said we had a really great talk about it, and he said while you were fucking.
No, that's great.
What better time to strike up a conversation?
Yeah.
By the way,
that weirds me out. I don't like. So I like both. Like I like a girl that makes noises, but I don't like a girl that talks to me. Don't fucking talk to me right now. This is not conversation time. Like,
yeah, no. You want to talk about the kids' day at school? No.
I mean, yeah. See, that's weird ass shit. That would never fly. Like, but because for one, are you not focusing on the matter at hand right now? What the fuck? Like, that's what would upset me about it.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if you try and talk to me about some regular ass shit during sex, I'm gonna turn up the heat and make you forget your fucking name. Is what I'm gonna do.
I used to do that. I used to do that in my head to try to make to last longer. Because when I was 20,
sure, like baseball grandma. All that, yeah.
my dick got that close to a vagina, and all of a sudden it would be shooting. It'd be like, oh, there's a vagina in the neighborhood.
I use position changes for longevity.
What do you use? Position changes.
Yeah, and like
you know me.
And really, if you there's actually like a really good rhythm to get into that's actually helps a guy last longer, and it helps her with her stimulation. I mean, honestly, bro, I've watched so many videos. I can teach you some shit.
I just called on the spirit of my ancestors.
I
That's
can teach
all.
a class.
This is a little disturbing to find out how much research you put into this stuff.
I mean, I wanted to make sure that I was
Confessions of a Sex Addict. You need to write a memoir or some kind of.
I really should, bro. I should.
Yeah.
But could it beat the confessions of like a celebrity sex addict? I mean, like, what's his name? Douglas? Wasn't Michael Douglas a sex addict? Or at least that's what he said when he got caught.
Right. And
they're all sex addicts once they get caught. No, honey, I'm an addict.
Yeah, Russell Brand, David Duchovny had claimed to be a sex addict.
Soon as they got
caught, that because he's such a smoldering presence. Like he has just a smolder about him. He really does.
What the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Smoldering?
Listen,
like what do you see smoke coming off him?
Please back me up that David Duchovny has a natural smolder to him. I'm sure there's ladies.
Well, he played Mulder. Maybe that's what's confusing you. He was Agent Mulder.
Yeah.
And maybe you just put an S in front of it.
Well, he's still like having these Red Shoe Diary flashbacks.
Yeah. I loved him in Californication. even though I did not have sisters, and Hank Moody was a man who was basically grew up in a family with sisters, which kind of molded his sexual attitudes towards things. I didn't have any sisters. Oh well, I really shouldn't talk about that.
But you did make
look,
your little
hey,
brother
thank you,
dress up
Fred.
like one.
My brother is in denial. That's all I'm just going to say. My brother is in denial about a probable half sister. My mother, on her deathbed, confessed. Oh man, I'm in fucking trouble for talking about this. My mother, on her deathbed, confessed that my father had a daughter with another woman, and my brother is not accepting of that because we know the girl.
Now, is she younger than you guys or older?
She's a couple of years older than me, much younger than my brother. My brother's 7 years older
That's
than me.
real tough. That's tough stuff because like when I mean it's the reality of what is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, my brother thinks I'm totally dead wrong. What his attitude is, my mom was almost gone by the time she came up with that, and her mind was slipping. And because, to be honest with you, my father, when he was dying, was certain that one of my brother's friends was trying to fuck my mother, and I was like, Dad, that ain't happening. Believe me, we couldn't pay anybody to fuck Mom. I mean,
Did you try? How do you know?
because my mom was just not something you'd want to fuck at that point.
Was that
Nobody
before the
would.
internet? Because
Even Will wouldn't fuck her.
I'm just saying,
Right.
on the internet,
I mean,
there's a niche for everybody. I'm just saying.
I did shock someone.
Did you try Craigslist?
I don't. It was long before the internet. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's why you couldn't do it then. Okay, I got you.
No, it's nothing. Nobody would want my mother at that point in life. Believe me, she was not an attractive woman, and I'm not bad. I'm not saying she wasn't in her youth, but by that time, no. My brother's friends were not trying to bang my mother. My father had a stroke, and he was gone. He was gone mentally, but he was imagining these things.
Now, my dad had dyslexia. That's where your penis cannot identify the correct hole it should be in, and so it just aimlessly pokes at shit.
Dyslexia, I get it.
Yeah, so my father had dyslexia. So I had a younger half sister, and I was supposed to have been the youngest kid, but I had a younger half sister because
now,
my father,
get your 8-ball out. Get your
wasn't
8-ball
an
out. Come on, we have another bet to make here.
which one of us is going to get kicked out of the...
Will this second guest show up?
Oh, well, let's ask the 8-ball.
Will we go 2 for 2 on the no shows today?
Yeah, I'm having a feeling that it might be going that way. We got 8 minutes. Got 8 minutes to show up.
And it's upside down. It's really hard to turn an 8-ball up. It is certain.
So
let me ask the question.
Is she going to show up?
Yeah. Is Akua Doku going to show up? And it says, which Akua Doku? No.
Jesus Christ.
Akua Doku is how you pronounce it. I was just going to call her Okie Dokie.
The comedian, not the beauty queen. You're not gonna believe this. It's fucking on the line. It won't flip over.
Wow.
Shit. Here we go. I just had to pop some bubbles.
Why didn't you call her?
Outlook is not good.
Yeah, Outlook is not good.
That's not. Oh
man. What is this? Call for global. People trying to sell me an award. That's funny when you have to buy your award.
Well, isn't that how the Hollywood Walk of Hollywood Stars work? You got to pay like $50,000 to even be considered, don't you?
Probably. You know what? I'm sure there's some kind of.
Doesn't I don't think the person pays that. Isn't there usually like another party that pays that?
No, the studio probably. Right, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's paid for. It's not like somebody goes like, G.D. Fenderson or the Dr. Reverend Johnny Roller, Matt.
I would guess that, and I don't know this for a fact, but I would guess it's like a hidden fee. Like in order to be a member of the Academy, the studio has to give so much money to the Academy every year, and then they get to nominate, suggest the nominated films. That's they don't do. I don't think it's that overt and out front that a pay-per-play like that. Like this one I just got, which was a song contest, not a song contest, pay to get your song on the radio. Now, back in the day, I hate to sound like an old man, but I
Well,
am an
yeah,
old man.
payola was the thing.
Payola, yeah, and DJs would go to jail for that kind of stuff. Now it's you get it in an email, which really shouldn't be surprised. Pay to get your music played on 50,000 radio stations.
50,000 internet radio stations.
No, they say, well, let's see. Unlock radio play. Discover the power of radio exposure and start earning royalties from your music today. Our extensive network of radio stations operates within
Sub-Saharan
territories covered by author and related rights agreements. They ensure you get paid, through the sync license and all that. So probably a lot of college stations, probably a lot of internet
Radio Free
stations.
Congo.
I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely could use that kind of exposure though, because like nobody knows about my music right now.
What are you
Oh, yeah.
talking about? You just told thousands of millions of people just now about your music.
Thousands. Well,
Thousands of millions.
Yeah, well, go look up the one we'll see on whatever you listen to music to. Spell it out, the one we'll see, and go listen because
I was playing "Lay Down Your Guns" last night because I was looking through stuff. I was doing some editing, and I was looking through stuff, and that one came up. I got it labeled weird. I don't have it here, or I would play it for the folks right now. You know what? We should get your other songs in the. But you don't have videos for them, right? They're just audio.
No, I don't have videos yet. I have a couple of video ideas for sure, especially for Lonely Man. With Lonely Man, I basically want to do like a time elapse video, and have the dude sit at the bar, and
You've
have
been watching that Jelly Roll video.
moving fast around him, huh?
You've been watching that Jelly Roll video. There's a Jelly Roll video that does that. It's time lapse. He's sitting at the bar.
He probably does do that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's Son of a Sinner. Yeah, but he changes like the people and stuff like that. I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's in the same vein. But yeah, I know what you're saying, and you're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Son of a Sinner. That's what they did on that video.
I should have loaded that up last night while I had it, and I didn't. But I was in the middle of editing. I will do that. I'm reluctant to even open Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro anymore because everything is AI. AI is so much easier. All I have to do is just dump the main thing in there and say, make some reels out of this. It's just so much easier, man. Anyway, I found
that's what they're making AI for, is to make things.
I found a piece that I'm going to air tomorrow on the Tommy Chung episode with Carl. Carl's doing a piece. Back when the Ukraine invasion first happened, people were on Twitter and they were making videos saying, Vladimir Putin, if I were your mother, I'd give you a hug. And so I suggested to Carl do one, Vladimir Putin, if I were your father. And I found that last night. It's as good as anything on television, any comedian has ever done on television, and it highlights what Carl could do if he had the desire to elevate this program just a little bit and contribute with bits like that. It's excellent. It's excellent. The acting is good. The delivery is just spot on, and the writing is good. And all I did was suggest to him, you should do one of these Vladimir, if I were your father videos. Fucking beautiful. I'll play it tomorrow after the Tommy Chung thing. So
cool. Do we have two guests tomorrow?
No, just Tommy Chung.
Just Tommy. Okay, all right. I was just making sure.
Yeah,
I
but
kind of figured. I thought you had said that you wanted to give Tommy as much time as he wanted.
Yeah, you never know. It could go 4 hours or it could go an hour. So we'll see. But I have a very busy day tomorrow too. I have 2 gigs. I have an afternoon gig and then an evening gig tomorrow. And if I'm honest, I'm burnt out. Yesterday was a long day with a lot of work for me, and I didn't want to get out of bed this morning, which is why I started the show. Like, well, I'm sick. I don't want to go to school today because I literally got up probably 15 minutes before the show started, brushed my teeth, and ran in here.
I was having a catastrophic morning this morning. Like, I had to take my wife to work, and then I was trying to put gas in the car, and the store itself wasn't open because the girl there didn't know what to do. She had to wait for the manager. So, and then my car didn't want to start for a little bit, and then it finally started. I got home, And I started getting everything ready, and I'm in here getting everything set up, the light and everything, and I tipped over the cappuccino that I bought, so I spilled cappuccino everywhere. I was like,
I
"This is
have a recommendation for you.
was that?"
When the show's over, go to Willie Nelson's. Go to YouTube and look up Willie Nelson's "Last Thing I Needed, First Thing of This Morning." "Last Thing I Needed" by Willie Nelson.
Okay,
Postman delivered, past due bill notice, and the hinges fell off of the gate. And this morning at breakfast, I spilled all the coffee, and the alarm clock ran 2 hours late. It's one of those.
sounds like one of my days.
Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah,
days.
I love it.
Yeah. So I got to pull up the
Did
GoFundMe again one more
Oh
time.
yes, put that up again.
Looks like shit.
Did you listen to that song that I did that I sent you yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
Well, yeah, you sing it well, but it misleading in the fact that let's let people know what we're talking about here. We were talking about Amazing Grace, and you sang Amazing Grace to House of the Rising Sun, but you sing the melody of
House
House
of
of the
the
Rising
Rising
Sun.
Sun.
You didn't sing the melody to Amazing Grace over the chords or the backing track
Right.
of House of the Rising Sun. You sang the melody of the House of the Rising Sun, the words of Amazing Grace to the melody, which is
Yeah.
different than I was thinking. I was thinking you were singing the melody of Amazing Grace over the House of the Rising Sun, which is why I said that can't work. It's impossible. You can't do that because harmonically it would sound like out of key and just terrible. But that's not what you were
Right.
doing. You were singing.
But it fits in there pretty good.
Yes, you did. You did a good job with that. But I don't get the point of it.
Uh, because okay, so I'll tell you the point of it. So I learned that song in prison. The prison praise team actually sang that on a fairly regular basis, and the point of it is that some churches are pretty hoity-toity, and they're gonna sing your proper hymns and stuff like that. But then other churches got a little bit of some rabble rousers in there, and maybe they got a bit of a rougher congregation, and they appreciate worship music that is a little more street. You
All
know what I
right.
mean? A little more hard, or a little more, you know, uh, true to the struggle. You know what I mean?
Maybe I should send you a damn good ride, and you could do a take on that. I actually sang it, and I sang it because it was a quick thing. My friend, why you're making me think of this? My friend who was my partner in Mad Dog and the Blues Man when I was a young man. I was Mad Dog, he's the Blues Man. Uh, uh, we used to do a medley, as I told you yesterday. It was Amazing Grace, Ain't Gonna Work on the Farm No More, Mountain Dew. Will Circle Be Unbroken, a bunch of songs like that. And it was all one long medley. But he said he wanted me to play that at his funeral, and he died 2 years ago. And I wrote this song. It's called "I Hope You Had a Damn Good Ride." And if you want to take a shot at that, it's kind of. Uh, but the Amazing Grace medley we did caused a lot of fucking people to get angry at us. It was sacrilege. How about
Right
that?
on.
Our
Hey,
guest is here. How about that?
yeah.
So the 8 ball. What does the 8 ball say now? Did it change, Rev? It or I just want to know the reliability of.
Eight Ball says, I never said that.
I never.
I,
All right, all right. Let's go. Chicago-based comedian Akua Dako, right? I hope that's how we pronounce it. Is here with us. Welcome, Akua. Thank you for coming this morning. Did I pronounce your name right? First of all, welcome.
It's a Akuya Doku. No, but it's fine. I have a
Uh,
joke about it. So
Akua Doku.
Akuya.
Aquia.
It's not spelled the way it's pronounced, but that's how the Ghanaians say it. So
What is the origin of the name? I mean, heritage-wise, just curious.
uh,
Don't hate me.
my family's from Ghana, West Africa. So it's the day I'm born. We have a day for when you're born. So I was born on Wednesday. So the female name for Wednesday is Akuya.
Wow, were you raised there or raised in the States?
I was raised here in the States. I was born in the States.
Okay,
So mhm.
uh, that's interesting. Now, because Ghana, you don't see a lot of traditional stand-up coming out of.
Yeah. I mean, there's some comedians out of Ghana and Nigeria, all those places. I'm sure comedians everywhere. You know, when you're in a
Yeah,
society, you need to have something to laugh about,
I
especially.
guess. It's just weird for me that a guy who I had on the program, he was from Ethiopia, and he told me I should go there. Because I said I didn't really know anything about it. He said you should go there. So I looked it up, and they were right in the middle of a civil war. I was like, thanks a lot, pal. You want to send me to a war zone? I get it. Uh, now there's not a lot of about you on the internet. Generally, with the guest, I would have a long, well, somewhat of an intro to read about the guest coming on. Tell us about you.
I've been a comedian for 5 years.
Wow,
I think I'm
congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Uh, pr- uh, been doing it for a while. I started as a a slam poet. I used to do slam poetry, um, but I felt like I wanted to be funny, so I did started doing comedy, and I really love it. Just came back from the World Series of Comedy. That was fun. It was in
Oh,
Vegas. We got a coming show in Chicago called the Silly Witty Comedy Show 2.0. Did it last year, doing it again this year. Some great comedians on the roster: Jay Osei, Esther Ikoro, DC, Eric Switzer, Tony Castro. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be at the Lincoln Lounge Theater in Chicago, and I just think it's going to be amazing.
what's the date on that?
It's November 9th. It's a Thursday. It's $20 per ticket. You can go online, show up at the door. It's going to be, I think, a great time.
Now, that's a lot of comedians for a single bill. How long is the show? Because it's I love comedy, but and I've been to the stand where they've had in New York City where they have
Mhm.
7, 8, 9, and those are good, and they're generally short sets. But at some point, your ass starts getting tired of sitting in those seats. I mean, it's a long time to sit and laugh, especially. Your face starts hurt. If they're really good, your face is going to hurt, your gut's going to hurt, all that stuff. How long is the show?
It's an hour and a half.
Oh,
It's
so
not, it's
it's
not,
got to be pretty short sets, right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Wow.
about 10 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll be there. It's not a hostage situation. We'll let you go.
Right. Yeah. All right. No,
We'll
you
let
know
you.
what? I think that's a really subtle thing for people is to know not to overplay a show and because you want people leaving wanting more. You don't want them thinking, well, that's it. I'm never going to a comedy show again. I'm still hurt.
Right.
Doug Stanhope, as much as I love him, when I left there, I didn't want to laugh for 2 weeks after that. I was in pain. My face was still hurting from laughing and smiling the entire time. Comedy can beat the hell out of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's an hour and a half show. We think we did it last year. It was really good. It is a lot of people, but I think they're amazing. They're gonna have you laughing and just enjoying the night. And I think with everything going on, yeah, we need to laugh. I
Right.
mean, we're doing a lot of great things in this country, but there's a lot of things they're like, wow, speaking of mouth
I didn't
getting fucked.
notice. Is there something going on in the country? I didn't notice. I thought
Jeez.
everything was just
I
perfect.
don't know. I don't know. People trying to shut down governments, kicking. I,
Oh,
I found it very interesting that the Speaker of House got fired, and first time ever in our government. I was like, wow, a lot of firsts, a lot of
uh,
firsts,
yeah. That
a lot of crazy.
situation, that's so confusing to me because the Democrats are celebrating that like they won something, but they don't realize
Right,
that the prize at the end of this is going to be Jim Jordan, and that's far worse than Kevin McCarthy. I think. I mean, I hate to get all political here, but I think it's like celebrating a loss than thinking you won. Yeah, we won. No,
right,
you just made life a lot worse for yourself.
right,
It looks like the
right.
Rev got froze up or something.
Oh
What are you
no,
doing?
no, I just that's just my resting reverend face.
Oh my
Sister Akuya, are you the same Sister Akuya Doku who ran for Miss Ghana?
I ran from Ghana.
No, Miss Ghana, the contest, Miss
Oh
Ghana.
no,
Beauty
no,
queen.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
there's
no.
two of you out there then.
Well, she said they name them after names of the week, right? Or
Yeah. So
days of
That,
no,
the.
I did not run for Miss Ghana. I like beauty patio. Like I feel like you got to be like on your A game. You got to get the hair. Well, beauty pageants just have changed. It's not like what the '90s or
Right. Right.
the 2000s where you know you got to look a certain way. You got to have the hair. I think it's changed.
It's just bizarre to me that there's just two of you from
Well,
Ghana. Yeah,
I
keep
look
it.
like that Akuya Doku. That's the question, Reverend. Do I look like her? I know
well,
people say black. Hey.
well. See, I was about to say it all depends. If you put on a green T-shirt, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you apart. Go ahead and put on a green T-shirt. We'll wait.
I'm green T-shirt right now.
You don't.
Actually,
As a matter of fact, Willie
it
is
says
selling
this
green
is America.
shirts with his face on them. Willie, make a sale. Make a sale, Willie.
Well,
Green T-shirt.
one thing I've learned is that sometimes names that sound really hard to pronounce for me can be like Joe Smith in the place that they come from. You know what I mean? In the origin of it. So, and almost every name is hard to pronounce for me. Last night I had a guy. I practiced his name. We went on live. I got it right the first time, but when it came to say goodbye to him, I fucked it up big time. I was like, I got you. So. Names. So her name could be very common in Ghana. Is the point I was trying to make awkwardly there.
Right.
Anyway, I ran for Miss Ganja, and I drove 50 miles from Miss Ganja yesterday. I'm sorry, bad jokes.
And did
What
you
do you think?
did you in Miss Ganja?
Yeah. Well, World Series of Comedy. Were you in the competition, or you just went to kind of be part of the show?
I just went to check it out. It was amazing. Great comedians, great atmosphere. It was a really good energy out there. So it was hard. There's so many great comedians out there.
Right. Robert Taylor, who is he's supposed to be here today, but I don't know where he is. He's a regular contributor to the program on Thursdays. He was part of the World Series competition, went out there, but talked great about the competition. Now, he was in several different cities in the runner-up, the preliminary rounds, and he talked about the feedback and the coaching that goes along with that competition. It seems like one of the better ones to get involved in. So you just went out. You paid your own way to go out there to watch the show and be part of it for a weekend.
Yeah, just part of it. I was able to perform. It went pretty well. I did
dedication.
Some changes.
I like it. I'm impressed.
Did some changes to my set. I don't know how well it went. Talked about Oprah a little bit. So we see.
Now, where can people find you? Because Rev and I both had a difficult time finding stuff about you on the internet. Do you have Instagram? Do you have website? Anything? Go ahead.
I do. I have a website called akuyadoku.com. AKUADOKU comedy.com. I'm also on Instagram under Laughs for Akuya, for Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So I am out there. I know the way my name's spelled and pronounced 2 different ways, so sometimes that can get a little confusing. But it is AKUADOKU comedy.com. Definitely check it out. The link to the show is there. The link to material is on Twitter, Instagram. So there's a lot out there. And I just think we have like an amazing group of people coming out in November. So I just want to let people know about it. Just,
yeah. You know what? I agree with you that there are some really, really promising and delightful people in comedy, but there's also some really sucky people in comedy. We're in a time where, and it's the same like with music, right? Old people like me say, the music sucks today. No, there's lots of great music today. It's just harder. You have to dig through a lot more crap to get to the good stuff, So
I know. Also, I feel like sometimes with music, I don't know, like what they're trying to push. Like I remember, like better music, but maybe music industry just wants to push a particular type of music out, and the stuff that you have to gotta dig because it's not popular enough, or they're looking for a particular aesthetic to a person, or down to a person. So I don't know. That could also be it.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
think
just
that holds true a little bit with comedy too. Not that there's is there? I don't know. Will and Rev, you guys can comment on this. Is there a comedy industry like a music industry that pushes, wants to spoon feed you the Bill Burrs or whatever the flavor of the week is, as like Taylor Swift, Bill Burr is the Taylor Swift of comedy. Is
I
there?
mean, I don't think to the same level. I think there is a little bit, but not to the same level. I mean, that's part of the gatekeeping stuff that we've talked about before, because so like if your scene, like say your local scene is like more so like a clean scene, a family friendly scene or whatever, and you got somebody, they might slay and do real good material, but that's not the image that the bookers want in that area. You know what I mean? They don't want somebody that's going to be up there talking about drugs or cursing a whole bunch. Like they have a certain image for their club and they don't want that. And like especially in the Midwest, like that's a not a difficult thing to come across, but um that's just makes it more important to find your scene, your people, because there will be a sub scene that you'll fit into. You know what I
right.
Right.
mean? But like, I think especially in the smaller markets, it is kind of get in where you fit in until you figure out how to do it on your own. Oh, I don't fit in. I guess I'll go do my thing over here then. You know
Yeah,
what
Right.
I
and
mean?
sometimes it's a matter of learning it soon enough as opposed to too late. Because if you're
Right.
young and you're talented and you're so different that you're not going to fit in, you could get discouraged before you get a chance to realize that you are talented and you just should be producing your own shows.
How
Hmm.
did
You know,
how did a guy like Bo Burnham break through at 20 years old? I know that it's a one-off case, but he was very different, far different from the mold of what stand-up comedy was calling for at that time. Now he's 30, so he's been in
now
it.
I heard that his fellatio game was outstanding, but that
Uh,
just could be a rumor I started.
well, that could
Oh, that's good.
that's funny and it's a joke, but is it a real thing? I mean, I think it's in movies. Obviously, it's a real thing. In music, no doubt about it that there were music producers who would
Right.
definitely promote a
Don't do that,
career
Willie. Don't
in
do that.
exchange.
Don't do that.
When
Y'all
I
can't see this. Willie can't. Willie looks like he's does this action he's got going like this, right? And he's
when I
you,
no
you're
I
about
got
to go
excited.
full Jeffrey. You're about to go full Jeffrey Toomer on us. Yeah.
No. When I lived in LA, there was this chick that I met at a show, and I knew that she knew some other people, and I knew that if I made her squeal, I'd probably get a few more shows. You know what I mean? Um, but I broke the rules. Is what happened. I totally broke the rules. She told me don't get attached, and I got attached, and then it was over, and I had no more shows.
No, if you're
That's
stuck, you
the
leave the
that's the
condom
thing
in.
about
That's
doing
yeah,
things
you leave
like
the
that.
condom in. You
You
go. You don't
can't
get attached.
when when you sleep your way into gigs, they go away if that person becomes unhappy with you. You know what I mean? So it's just not the best way to go about it. It doesn't breed longevity. You know?
Yeah. Well, Joey Diaz talked about that openly on a Joe Rogan podcast that he made a girl blow him for stage time. And it caused a little bit of outrage, but then everybody, oh, it's Joey Diaz. What do you expect? But
Right.
I think it is part of the game. Unfortunately, I mean, it's a way in. I don't know if you're willing to do that. I mean, not you personally, but I'm just saying
Yeah,
if
there's
that's a
four of us.
decision
There's three of
people are
us here.
willing
Who
to
you
make
pointing
in
at?
order, you
Right.
got to really want fame, or you really just don't care who you have sex with. Either one of those two will.
Right, yeah, because it could be that you're just like not that selective when it comes to that. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah. And that was part of Louis C.K.'s whole thing too. Is like uh, uh, the whole power dynamic, but he was actually in the women's minds. He was trading them watching him do his business for a chance to be open for him or any of that kind of stuff. That it was a power dynamic in that. I don't know if it was ever kind of negotiated in that way. Like, yeah, let me jerk off in front of you, and you get it to open for me at so and so. I don't think it was necessarily spelled out that way, but that's what the women perceived the arrangement was. I think anyway. Sorry to bring it all the way into the gutter here. Anyway, back to you. The kind of what do you do a lot of political humor? Because we started talking about what's going on in the world, and we went kind of suggested some politics stuff. Do you talk about that stuff in your performance?
I do a little political humor, family humor, just anything that's on my mind. My mom's like, "Don't talk about the politics." I said, "Oh, but it's funny."
I agree, it is, but
Funny.
Mike, I know the audience here, maybe because I'm not really being funny. That, but politics generally will make me lose an audience pretty quick. I mean, I can see once I start talking about audience, I can see the numbers start dropping off of people watching. And is that a hard line to in a comedy club to find that? Keep it funny and not in today's time, you're always like walking on eggshells not to offend people, and I'm just here to make you laugh, not really piss you off and get you angry, or maybe do you want to get people angry?
But I think it depends on your audience, because I know a comedian right now. He does political comedy and he's doing very well. And you've probably heard him, Troy Bond. He sometimes does political and he's doing very well. I think you just have to know your audience, know your comfort point when it comes to comedy, and just do well. Like I know I might not make everyone laugh. I just did this joke and I'm like, this might offend the men, but I thought it was hilarious.
That's
Uh,
a good point. I don't think you have to please everybody. And this
right,
is in the music industry, they talk about this all the time. It's not like the old days when you need 1 million fans. If you get 1,000 loyal fans and get $1 each on your Patreon, that's $1,000 a month. And not that that's going to support you, but that idea that all you need a small loyal group of fans that is actually going to support you
Right.
and pay you some money rather than trying to please everybody. So that's a good point.
right, because you're not gonna get a lot of people who everybody's gonna agree on everything. But if you people really enjoy your comedy, they'll come out, they'll support. And you'll probably reach other people as well. So I think that's important to just find what you know is funny, what you enjoy, what you do well in order to be the best comedian you can be. You
Uh,
know.
Yeah.
Ian is saying Joey Diaz got canceled. No, I have to disagree, Ian. Joey Diaz almost got canceled. He didn't get canceled because the story was made. Oh, really, the story was made up. I don't think when you talk about canceling, I don't think anybody gets canceled. Louis C.K. didn't get canceled. His career got bigger. Dave Chappelle didn't
Fucking
get
Bill
canceled.
Cosby didn't get canceled. Bill Cosby is out there doing fucking comedy shows
Right.
right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl and I both suggested that we wanted to go see that show and took a lot of
Oh,
heat because not because I want to support Bill Cosby. And my whole take on that is a very contrived, and people will think I'm defending rape in some way. But I'm curious. Aren't you curious about what he's going to do now when he gets on stage and how he's going to address that and that stuff? You talked about how Louis C.K. came out and said, hey, Obama knows my thing, all that kind of stuff. But I was interested in hearing how he was going to address that. Aren't you at all interested in hearing how Bill Cosby might address his situation? Anybody, any of you?
Well,
Mm.
No?
the only situation I want him to address is the fact that I think he raped my mother. Now, of course, she died and she can't attest to it and she can't deny it. I'm just putting it out there that he raped my mother. And so, because she's dead, she can't say anything about it. So I just want him to pay me so I stop talking about it. That's all.
Seriously?
Not for real. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm saying, but she's dead.
You.
She,
Oh, while she was dead?
yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's really dirty.
It is. And I want him to pay me so I can stop talking about it. That's all.
But yeah, well, he can't do it. He said, she said on that. But I think he maintained his innocence through the whole thing, right? He talking about it was all consensual. They knew what they were doing. I just want to hear what he has to say. I mean, because I've never heard his side of the story. He's never really talked to the press about it, or has he? And I just missed it.
Not that I know. Can you guys hear me now, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, Aquia and I are actually under contract in the black community to not talk about Bill Cosby openly. So because we could lose our black cards discussing.
All right, but okay,
so we could change the subject to some white comedian who's done.
We could. I will be
happy. Contrary to that, I've actually been doing Bill Cosby jokes during some of my routines. Because one of the things I learned in prison is no one cares if you steal from a sex offender. I've just been doing Bill Cosby jokes.
No, but we could. Who's the Chris D'Elia? Now that's a guy I would not pay to see. I don't want to hear his story. But he actually came out and he's done videos on it. So he's a white guy. We could talk about him, right, Rev?
We can, especially since the name is me and I can't remember what he does.
He apparently he comes on the teenage girls. He sends them dick pics.
I think, and Snapchat or something like that.
Yeah.
See, I don't mess with none of that stuff. See that I'm so glad I ain't never messing with any of that stuff. I'm staying clear of any dude.
But I wouldn't go to see Chris D'Elia for any amount of money. First of all,
he's really not that funny. He's really
that's exactly it. He was never funny to me. Cosby was
not funny, you know.
But I don't think Cosby would say anything. I think if he did go to the show, I don't think he would say anything for fear that it would be used against him. So I don't know if he would say anything.
Yeah, I doubt very highly that he even addresses the.
I think his lawyers would be like, "Don't talk about it. Do your old shit, and we're good."
So this on the last on this, would you be judgmental or have a negative opinion of somebody who did go to the show and kind of want to cancel people who are, because this happens a lot, and especially on Twitter. If I say anything about Louis C.K., how could you support that guy? And all of a sudden, people aren't trying to cancel him; they're trying to cancel me for still being a fan of his comedy. Would you want to cancel a fan of whether it's Cosby, Louis C.K., Chris D'Elia, or any of that kind of stuff? Not necessarily cancel, but just like, give them a hard time on the internet and all that kind of stuff. No? Anybody? You're all looking at me like...
honestly, I don't give a shit what people do.
That's my attitude. It's like, if people want to go see somebody I don't like, that's your right. I'm not going to get on a soapbox and preach to you about that.
Now, I have a question for Aquia. Aquia,
open for someone, you know what I mean?
Right. Aquia, would you open for one of the sex offenders?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I would.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would.
Now, is this a matter of is this a money thing or is this a moral thing? Because depending on how much they pay you, is there a price? Is there a dollar amount that would get you to open for them?
No, because if I'm good, I can open for myself and make the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. I mean, no one really knows me right now. So I mean, yeah, I got a ticket into Heat, but I could do the same thing. I can open it up, and there's no guarantee that opening up for them is going to help my career. Because, like you said, now I'm working for you. I'm working for you, and people are like, "Oh, this bitch working for Cosby, fuck her." And and then I don't make the money. So what? I get a one-time. Let's say I get a one-time deal of what, $50,000. $50,000 ain't gonna help me. For that.
It ain't gonna make or break you. It will definitely help a little.
It will help. It'll help. But $50,000 one time, and then everyone's like, she worked with this person. We ain't working with her. We're not dealing with her because she doesn't align with what we're trying to do. So no, I wouldn't open for them. I wouldn't work for them because it doesn't help me. I plan to live until I'm 90 years old. Is 50 gonna help me till 90? But people, rent's too damn high right now. People can't even pay rent.
See, but you're thinking about just opening for Cosby. But what if you open for all of the sex offenders? That's like $50,000 a week for life.
No, man. No. Rev, what is going on over there?
I'm just saying. I'm not. I don't judge people. I let people know what their options are, and they choose what they're going to do with their life.
I appreciate that.
Now, okay, if
you're not a real reverend.
Shut up. You don't know me. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, Aquia. Brother Matt just lets his mouth get all out of gear and shit, talking out of turn. I'm sorry, Sister Aquia. At 5 years, well, when did you stop calling open mic shows? Because that really pisses me off when I see these young comedians go like, I did 12 shows last week, and it was actually just 12 open mics.
Yeah.
When did you stop calling open mic shows?
When I stop, so like when you said calling open mic shows, like when I go to the show, I'm calling it a show. Like
when you promote yourself, like you said, like I did 4 shows last week, but actually 3, they were all open mics, as opposed to. Do you delineate? Are you at that point in your career where you delineate between an open mic, a showcase, and a show?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'm not putting like I did a finals for an open mic, but that was to get into to get an opportunity to do Laugh Factory. But if it's an open mic, I don't put it as a show unless it's actual showcase. Like there's a showcase at Riddles. It's called an open mic showcase where they choose people to be a part of the showcase. It's not, they choose people from the open mic.
I call that a closed mic, and I took a beating for saying that online. But I agree. I love that because that's different than an open mic. And I think it's more important. I don't want to take opportunities away from people who need opportunities for their first experience, but for the audience, you want to give them some quality control there. You don't want just crap coming up and ruining your show. I don't know. Yes, Will. Hello.
We're gonna let go of Gubs.
What happened?
Gubs, it's time to let go of Gubs.
Yeah, your mic is really low now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not physically, audio, volume-wise.
It looks like you became a Met fan with that bear thing behind you too. It looks like almost like a Met colors. Yeah, no, you're still low.
Is that okay? Is that good?
Look, we can
I
hear
can't
you.
hear you at all, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah. We love when you talk because sometimes it's really weird with your volume. Sometimes you're really loud and sometimes you're really low. You're pretty low right now, but we'll deal with it. We can hear you. Put the mic closer to your mouth.
I mean, I don't want to swallow it.
You know what? The mic.
You know how many times I've heard
I don't
that?
think we're going with the mic volume. I think we got a room volume. Tap that mic.
What?
Tap that thing.
Yeah, it ain't the mic. We're hearing you through the room volume.
Hang on.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's a loose wire or something. All right. We'll continue on.
Okay, how about now?
That's loud.
Yeah, there it is.
Good.
Okay, all right. So it's probably the microphone again. All right.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Right. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
I just, if I didn't get my equipment from Walmart, it would probably be better. You know what I'm saying? I'm just.
Rev, you want to say a prayer for his microphone? Can you do that?
Well, I'm telling you, it's dear Lord.
Jesus.
See, there you go again. I'm Jesus. He didn't mean to call you. Don't be calling Jesus in the middle of my prayers. That's like cross talking. That's like a party line. 3-way. That's a 3-way. Lord.
I like those.
Lord of comedy, laughter. Our brother Wet Willie has a short in his mic, and we need to fix his shorts so that his volume doesn't come dropping out the bottom of his shorts.
If I just might add, can I hate to interrupt a prayer, but
yes,
also Mike has a short Willie, so it works both ways.
What?
I don't know. He said Willie got a short in his mic, but Mike has
oh my God.
Willie. I'm
this
sorry.
This is what I deal with every day. I just want you to know that, okay?
It's not usually this bad. It's. I haven't had any sleep. Whatever. I'm running out of excuses. I suck. That's what it is.
I feel like Aquia, you're having a good time, right?
I am.
Yeah. Well, see, yeah, she's having fun. Don't worry about it.
Well, no.
We're unprofessional. Everyone knows this.
Yeah. Now the Chicago scene.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, Willie has 2 scenes. He's got the Albuquerque, New Mexico scene and Sioux Falls, South Dakota scene, and I don't think either one of those are like thriving meccas of comedy. We talk about New York, L.A. all the time, and now Austin is the place. Tell me about Chicago and the scene. Is there a lot of opportunity there? Is it like New York where you can do, if you're a hustler, do shows in several places in one night?
Yes, you can. I think it's really thriving because you got Second City out here, you got Zanies out here, you got Laugh Factory out here, and then you also got the clubs outside of Chicago. There's like clubs within the suburban area. Like Riddles is out in the suburbs. Zany's even has a place out in Rosemont. So there's a lot of places where you can hit up and do comedy. And they're also like starting out a lot of open mics, a lot of people. I feel like there's also opportunity to work outside just the comedy scene. Like I did a show for a fundraiser just a few months back. That was really fun. And I feel like Midwest has great opportunity. Like when I was in New York, I used to be out in New York. You had a lot of opportunity to hit the mics, get to shows, but I also feel like the Midwest, not only do you have the scene in Chicago, you have the suburbs, you have opportunity to do these kind of shows outside of Chicago, and get paid. And I feel that's why I feel like it's a great scene that is thriving. I know everyone talks about New York, they talk about LA, but also Chicago is doing its thing. It's really doing its thing, and I'm glad I'm out here.
I appreciate that. I think there is an advantage to not being a place where everybody goes to. Like New York and LA became magnets where everybody wanted to be in it. And so you get a lot of people who shouldn't even be in the business coming there and just muddying up the waters. Austin is becoming like that. I don't think Chicago is going to attract necessarily people who are going to make their mark in comedy going from wherever, like Georgia or Florida or something, or just going, influxing into Chicago to muddy up the waters. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think there's probably an advantage of that. You have less of the clinger-ons and the people coming there with stars in their eyes to make it there.
I feel like you still can make it there. I feel like Chicago is thriving. I feel like Chicago, I know people don't bring it up, but Chicago has a great market. Chicago has great comedians here. And I know people think because, TV is in LA and New York, and you have movies in LA and New York. And I think that's the main draw of those areas because the industry there is more to not just do stand up, but to be in like the media industry for the movies, the
Right.
TV, to get out there. So that's probably why people overlook Chicago because it's not known as a hub for like the entertainment in terms of movies and television. But the comedy scene is really good. And I know they're working to get to build up the media scene as well in terms of movies and TVs. I feel like I gotta look this up, but I thought like a year ago, I saw a news report where they're trying to build a studio out here to attract more movie industry people to come out here and do work out here and produce movies and TVs out here. But I have to look that up. But I think we're good. I think people come out here, they're gonna see an opportunity to grow as a comedian, to build as a comedian, and to work as a comedian here. And I feel like that's a great opportunity for Chicago because you don't have to just be in the area. And then like New York, they have Jersey too. You can go out to Jersey and New York and build up from there as well. LA, you got LA area, you got San Diego, they got the Comedy Store in San Diego, they got comedy in LA. So you got
Sacramento and San Francisco, all California's got a lot of different markets. So.
Exactly. But Chicago is thriving. I think so. It's
my question about Chicago, I didn't overlook Chicago because of the other things you mentioned. I overlooked Chicago because I didn't enjoy the place, but that's just me. Now, but my thing about with all the money that Oprah had, I think she owns half of Chicago. Can't she turn the other half of Chicago that she doesn't own into a comedy club? She could just buy it. I'm just wondering.
She could.
Didn't she buy Hawaii now? I think she's
like half of Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that with the money between her and Michael Jordan, they could at least open up one club. They could change the comedy scene.
I thought Michael was in. I don't even think Michael's still here. He has a steakhouse here. I know.
That's what I'm saying. These people have milked Chicago for their money and just left.
That's it. You know what? That's a valid point. I mean, you owe the city that made you rich something. I think made you mega rich.
Yes. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think anybody in Chicago feels like Michael Jordan owes Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
they do.
They
do.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, Michael Jordan is probably most of the reason why people talk about Chicago.
Oh no, there was a fire
Oh my God! Speaking of which, make this make sense. So, because somebody was asking me about what sports teams I like and things like that. Now, I don't watch soccer, but did you know that Chicago's soccer team is called the Chicago Fire? What kind of sense does it make to name your team after something that ravaged your city? You might as well call it the Chicago Betsies. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
being a fan of the New York Cracks, I'm
The New York Crabs.
Cracks.
Oh, okay.
Ravaged the city.
No, the New York Crabs would be better because everybody got crabs. But no, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like the London Plague. You know,
sure.
yeah,
right.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. I don't. But
Or the Easty Marion Berries.
They do have a great amount of chlamydia in Chicago, though. I saw
There
some
you go.
billboards when I was there. When I was there in June. In June, I was in Chicago, and I saw that they had some billboards up about the growing chlamydia problem
There you
in
go.
Chicago.
Chicago
Like, reminding people to wrap their jimmies.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
Well,
suggesting is the soccer team change their name to that?
Yeah. And Texas and Miami have leprosy outbreaks. So maybe the Dolphins could change their name to the Lepers, Miami Lepers.
Well, I'm confused because I thought once Dennis Rodman left Chicago, he took all the chlamydia with him. I'm confused.
Obviously.
They still have chlamydia in Chicago, and Dennis Rodman's gone.
Oh, speaking of chlamydia, we have to say goodbye to Governor's Comedy Club right now.
Didn't I say that like 10 minutes ago?
You might.